Hey everyone, welcome to Assist Mode. It's Hayden here, and I have an exciting episode for you all today related to indies that are completely hand-drawn. All of these games are coming out soon, and fully hand-drawn games. So if you are a fan of that cozy hand-drawn aesthetic, get ready for more. You know, there's something about indie games right now that I genuinely love. They're 2D, they're cozy, they're hand-drawn. These are games where you feel the illustration, where environments look painted rather than rendered, and where animation feels crafted frame by frame instead of simulated. What's especially interesting is that this isn't just one genre, it's multiple genres, all using hand-drawn art in completely different ways to support tone, mechanics, and emotional direction. Let's start with something warm. Home Sweet Gnome, developed by Elva Entertainment, is a hand-drawn building management adventure where you play as Saga, a small gnome with big dreams of opening a bed and breakfast. This watercolor-inspired art style immediately communicates comfort. The forest settings use soft edges, natural greens, and warm interior lighting. Nothing feels harsh or high contrast. And that softness matters because this is fundamentally a management game about hosting, decorating, and creating a welcoming space. The visual tone tells the player this isn't about pressure or urgency, it's about building something gradually. When you gather resources beyond your cottage or design rooms for visiting folklore creatures, the hand-drawn look reinforces the idea that this space is personal and lived in. In a building management game, visual readability is important. Players need to understand layout, placement, and progression. The illustrated style keeps elements clear without overwhelming detail. The art supports the pacing. Cozy, deliberate, and creative rather than chaotic. What do you all think about Home Sweet Gnome? I am totally looking forward to this one. I absolutely love the references from Swedish folklore, and the cozy art style is so welcoming and warm. Next up, we have Dream Hollow, developed by Cup Dragon Games. This is a story-rich, exploration-based, psychological horror game. So a little bit darker in tone than our previous game. Here, the hand-drawn aesthetic takes on a different role. Instead of warmth, it creates intimacy. The forest feels like a storybook, but one where the shadows linger a little too long. The environments are soft-edged but layered with contrast, which builds unease without relying on graphic horror. Because this is exploration-based and psychologically driven, atmosphere is everything. You're not reacting to jump scares, you're absorbing tone. The illustrated style makes the world feel personal and almost fragile, which strengthens the emotional tension. When the game introduces safe spaces like the cottage, the shift in lighting and color becomes more noticeable. Warm interiors contrast with the darker forest tones. That visual distinction reinforces the emotional rhythm, safety versus uncertainty. The hand-drawn visual style here enhances that psychological storytelling, and it makes the horror feel internal rather than explosive. I don't know about you, but this is the kind of horror that I can relate to. I love the cozy horror aesthetic that they're building with this game. I'm really excited to see where this game goes. Next up, we get something completely different in energy. Shroom and Gloom, developed by Team Laserbeam and produced by Devolver Digital, is a first-person roguelike deck builder set in fungal dungeons. This is a bold, exaggerated, and intentionally strange style. The enemies and cards are illustrated with thick lines and expressive features. The mushrooms stretch, bulge, and animate with personality. And what makes it visually fascinating is that these 2D hand-drawn elements exist within a 3D dungeon space. That combination creates a layered visual identity. You're moving through physical space, but interacting with what looks like living illustrations. It feels like stepping into a surreal comic book. Mechanically, deck builders depend on clarity. You need to quickly read cards, understand effects, and recognize enemy behavior. The high contrast, stylized art helps with that. Shapes are exaggerated, designs are memorable. You're unlikely to confuse one fungal enemy with another because they're so visually distinct. Here, the hand-drawn style supports gameplay readability, while also amplifying the absurd tone. It makes the dungeon feel chaotic in a playful yet intentional way. I don't know about you, but I'm really looking forward to Shroom and Gloom. It has such a unique art style and engaging world. I feel like I could just spend so much time exploring that world and finding all the different cards and enemies to find in each specific area. I'm really looking forward to this one. Next up, we have Milki Delivery, developed by Doot and Be Bloop and published by Doot Tiny Games and Wholesome Games. This game moves us back into some gentleness. This is a short, hand-drawn delivery adventure where you play as Niha, starting a dairy delivery service with her cow, Milki. The countryside landscapes are bright and inviting. The lines are soft. The color palette leans toward open skies and green fields. There's a simplicity to the visual composition that matches the structure of the game itself. Because this is a smaller scale experience without fail states or overwhelming systems, the art doesn't crowd the screen with complexity. The environments are readable. The character designs are round and expressive without being overly detailed. In a delivery-based game, movement through space is the core loop. The side-scrolling layout paired with clear, hand-drawn environments keeps navigation intuitive. The art encourages forward motion while maintaining a relaxed tone. Here, hand-drawn doesn't mean dramatic, it means approachable. I absolutely love the art style of Milki Delivery. It just seems like such an incredible game that's going to be super fun to play, something that you can pick up and enjoy without feeling too overwhelmed, and yet really also enjoy that cozy experience too. The Witch's Bakery, developed by Sunny Lab and produced by Silver Lining Interactive, is a cozy RPG about opening a Parisian bakery with magical undertones. Visually, this game uses stylization to romanticize modern Paris. Streets and storefronts feel colorful rather than realistic. The city isn't trying to replicate architecture perfectly, it's emphasizing charm. But where the art direction becomes especially interesting is the concept of entering people's hearts. Emotional struggles become explorable spaces. That allows the visuals to shift from grounded city environments to imaginative, symbolic interior worlds seamlessly. In an RPG structure that alternates between bakery management and exploration, visual distinction is important. Daytime bakery scenes can feel warm and stable. Emotional exploration sequences can lead into abstraction. You'll notice that they use vastly different color palettes between these two core game mechanics. The hand-drawn style makes these transitions cohesive rather than jarring. Even when the environments change dramatically, they still feel part of the same illustrated universe. Here, the art supports emotional storytelling by making abstract feelings visible. What do you all think about The Witch's Bakery? Are you excited for this one? I know I am. I love the art style, it's beautiful, and as someone who spent some time in Paris, I'm really excited to go back and explore the city via their eyes. I'm really interested in this one, and I can't wait to check it out. Last up, we have Croak, developed by Woodrunner Games. This is a 2D precision platformer with fully hand-drawn animation. In precision platformers, visual clarity is critical. Players need to understand momentum, distance, and timing instantly. The frame-by-frame animation in Croak emphasizes squash, stretch, and exaggerated movement. When the frog prince jumps or grapples, the animation communicates force and direction clearly. That expressiveness isn't just decorative, it helps players judge movement. In a genre where milliseconds matter, readable animation builds trust. When you fail, it feels tied to timing, not confusion. The theatrical, cartoon-like style also gives boss encounters personality. Enemies move in distinctive, exaggerated ways that make attack patterns easier to recognize. In this case, hand-drawn art strengthens gameplay precision rather than softening it. I am so excited for this game. As a fan of games like Celeste, I'm really looking forward to Croak because it seems to be building on a lot of those themes with some new mechanics, like his licking tongue that can stick to walls and so forth. It really seems like a lot of fun to play, but also a great challenge. Not to mention incredibly gorgeous, and coming from animators who have worked on games like Cuphead and shows like Rick and Morty, I can tell that the quality of this game is going to be excellent. Looking at all these games together, one thing becomes clear. Hand-drawn isn't a genre. Different tones, different mechanics, different pacing, but the underlying idea, art direction, isn't separate from gameplay. It shapes how we understand it. And honestly, that intentional craftsmanship is what makes this wave of hand-drawn indie games so exciting right now. Let me know which one stands out to you the most. Thanks so much for watching and have a great rest of your day. Bye for now.